I'm already good. Got it. Okay. First of all, I want to say, well, I'm impressed with everyone who's here every day. And I hope you've all added something. I think most people have added something to the Padlet. I saw some wonderful, wonderful images on the Padlet. And I also saw some wonderful, wonderful pieces of art. I think there was one poem that I saw last night, so I'm looking for more writing as well as artwork, as well as the images that are going up there. And I'm also looking for many more comments. So if you have time to make some comments on other people's Padlets, by letting them know either that you like the Padlet or what is in the Padlet that you find, what is in the image that you find most interesting, I would appreciate that. So I think this program is really going well. And I'm hoping that I see more and more things in the Padlet, because that is, after all, the way we communicate. And now I think I'm going to turn this back to Amritanchu so we can get started with our project for the day. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bonnie ma'am. And this is, as I mentioned yesterday, your old culprit, Amritanchu Vashpi, waving your hands at you. Welcome to the day 3 of Lunar Nights. And today we are to take you into a small journey into the procedures, a little bit detailing into the micro observatory work, because on the first day, the emphasis was on the smartphone for astrophotography. Second day, yesterday, it was a little bit emphasis on the cultural part of the astronomy with an introductory insight into the micro observatory, which was very well explained by our Suresh Meduru sir, how to take the photograph. And I'm pretty much hopeful that a lot of participants who are present in this meeting, they might have given their observations. A few might have received it successfully. For a few, the request might be in the transit, because America is, you can say, a little bit away in terms of distance, and it takes a little bit time to travel from America to India. So on a lighter vein, I just said. So I'm pretty much hopeful that we shall be receiving the images in a day or so, those of you who have not received. So as far as today is concerned, we are going to begin with a little bit of discussion on two important things. There was a question that was posed to me via email by one of the participants. We shall have a look into it. Then it shall be followed by a couple of applications which can help you with regards to the smartphone work or mobile work when you are dealing with astronomy, and not only astronomy, but a little bit beyond as well, especially in the field of physics. Then it will be followed by a little bit of insight into how to process the images, because taking the data is one thing, but making it presentable is, you can say, something of another level. So how we are going to proceed on to that level 2, making it presentable and stand out in terms of quality of information that can be deciphered. That is the agenda number 2. It will be followed by a keynote session by our iSTEAM member, Mrs. Chitra Singh, who shall narrate to you the experiences of deep sky pointers into the sky, especially with the mobile or smartphone astrophotography. She shall also be taking you a little bit into the insights as far as the communicating part is concerned, that whatever we as educator, now this will be basically for the teachers, because whatever we are here, how to communicate, how to put forward in the form of writing also, because she is an excellent writer, her articles appear very often. So, and after that, it will be a regular discussion, short discussion on the Padlet. So this is a little bit of, you can say, an insight into the matter of fact that what we are into today. So as you can see, I have joined from another system. So I shall be sharing my screen of my mobile for 2 minutes when I shall discuss the mobile applications. But before that, let me take a question that was from one of the audience yesterday. Since that audience has requested me to keep the name anonymous, so I am not putting the name here, he being, in fact, she being a student. So she has just asked, sir, does the observation of the sky ends in the night time only? What all projects can be begun as a student oblique as a teacher in the daytime? What can be the most preliminary form of a project as far as the daytime astronomy is concerned? Very well, ma'am. So I just would like to inform to you that, you know, as a teacher or as an educator, what can be the most simplest activity or exercise that you can do? There is a saying which is known as early to bed and early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. And definitely, when we are promoting nighttime astronomy, I don't say that you get early to bed, but definitely there is an advantage when you have an early to rise thing. The most significant exercise that I can give to you, or a dare that I always give to all my communicating student, is observe the rising sun. Observe it today, observe it tomorrow, keep on observing it for 365 days. Just do a naked eye observation and you shall find something significant. As a matter of fact, sun shifts the point of observation of rising every day. Sun will not rise the next day you observe from the same point as it rose today. Day after tomorrow, again it will shift a little bit. So the exercise can be, you can say, threefold exercise can be there. Observe the rising sun, observe the movement of the rising sun, that how far it is from the previous day. Make a note in the paper and note down 4 dates: 21st of March or 20th of March, which is equinox, that is our vernal equinox. Second one is 21st of June, that is our summer solstice. Third one is 23rd of September or 22nd of September, that is autumnal equinox. And fourth is 21st of December or 20th of December. No, sorry, 22nd of December. Either it, because it keeps shifting a little bit. So on these 4 days, specifically, you observe the sun. What I will tell you is, on the equinoxes day, these are the only 2 days on which sun exactly rises in the east. So you can define the direction by the moment of rising sun also. And now the question is, in which direction the sun will rise on 21st of June and 21st of December? A very excellent activity, excellent activity which you can do. Now, a complementary activity to this is, people always, if you are a science teacher or a communicator or a vigilant student, you might have heard of this activity, you might be well known. But the matter of fact is, we always talk about the rising sun. What about the setting sun? Observe the setting sun and come out with the results. I am leaving this as an open-ended activity for you all. So in this manner, the simplest, most activity which can make you friends, as I said yesterday, with the sky, even the daytime objects also, prominently the sun, can help you do a lot of things. What I shall do is, I shall share a lot of activities related to the solar astronomy as a student, which you can do. I am not talking in the sense of simply the Eratosthenes experiment to measure the circumference of the Earth, not that, but a lot of other things can also be done with regards to simply observing sun, as well as doing a little bit of small student-based activities. So this can be an activity to begin with. So I hope that, ma'am, your answer is satisfied. Now, the second query, in fact, that I wanted to do today was that, can you name a few prominent mobile applications which can help us decipher the mysteries of the cosmos? So this was the same question from the same lady. I do not know whether she is a teacher or so, but since the request is keeping the name anonymous, so I am keeping the name anonymous. So I hope that my screen is visible to you. So as you can see, what happens is, this was that Stellarium version that I showed you yesterday. So this Stellarium has got a mobile version also. So this, simply by dragging your couple of fingers onto your touch screen, you can do a little bit of working wonders also. As you can see, especially for my Western counterparts who are outside India, you may be finding a few names which you might not be aware of. Actually, being an Indian, these are the Indian names of, you can say, a few prominent asterisms, you can say Indian words of constellations, which are known as nakshatra. To be more precise, lunar mentions, that is the region of the stars in which the moon tends to stay for a particular period of time along. So there are a few names, they are there. Then the planets are there, few stars are there, and all these lines are there. So you can really tinker with the settings So this stellarium that I gave a hint of you yesterday has got a very good mobile applications also. You can look for a particular object. Say if you want to see or search for an object like, just let me say, where is the sun? So I'm just looking at where is the sun right now. So when I've just typed, it has given me a little bit of information also. Sunflower nebula, whether I am talking about Caldwell 6 object like that. So let me see sun. It has just set, it is below the horizon for my place. So you can see, we can do a lot of tinkering work in this particular stellarium form of a software. We will just take a screenshot with the help of your mobile screenshot facility. You can save it as a workable sky map also for a location at the time you want to see. So this is one application. The second application which can help you is this, definitely the Google Sky Map. This is in fact a moving part, a moving portion. You just have to, if you look at me, I am pointing this particular mobile at a particular place. It shall give me in that particular direction that what all are the stars, etc., or what is the, you can say, cosmic features which are available. So as I can see, this is a little bit of northern portion for me. I am sitting towards facing northeast. So this is Polaris. In this direction, I am holding the mobile. So you can make friends with the sky at any time. The direction you point your mobile to, it will give you the constellations and all those things. And you can even search, just like stellarium. You can even search also. You can put a lot of features, visible and non-visible also, depending upon your availability of the things. So this is another application. The third application, it extends beyond this particular domain of astronomy. Since it is installed in my system, I thought, let me show to you. So, you know, this is a Physics Toolbox Pro. This is a pro application, but it has got a free application also. This particular application utilizes, this is especially for the teachers and the students of senior secondary grades, say about 12 years plus. So, you know, this utilizes the different sensors that are present in your mobile phone and, or in fact, your smartphone. And on the basis of that, it tracks the graphs, it gives you beautiful results. And you can do, say, for example, light meter work, that how is the intensity of the light that is varying for me. Now I am holding, that is obstructing a little bit of light at the sensor of my mobile by putting my hand. So you can see the variation. And all those results, they really can be stored. So this Physics Toolbox Pro, this is the name of the application. You can utilize it and you can use it basically for your particular work. So these are the three important things that I just wanted to share with you. So to summarize it, Stellarium is also available on your mobiles, both in free as well as paid version. So it depends upon you how you want to utilize it. Secondly is that I just showed you Google's star map. You just have, it is just like a point and observe. You point it into a particular direction, it will show you the stars, the constellations, the celestial features in that particular region of the sky. And the third thing that I showed you is beyond the zone of astronomy. Even astronomy also, I used this application during the annular solar eclipse of 2020 that happened on June, solstice solar eclipse. I utilized this application to do a little bit of calculation with regards to light intensity variation and everything. So all these things are there. Yes, sir.
Can you please repeat the name of the app, that physics tool, which name you have? Please repeat it.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, I am just typing it for you. The first one is, the first application is Stellarium. I am typing it for you, Stellarium. So this is the application. You can get all these three applications on the Google Play Store. The second thing is Physics Toolbox Pro. Pro is the paid version. It utilizes the mobile sensors. Then the third one is Google Sky Map, that point and shoot thing that I told you. So these three applications, they really can help wonders when you are trying to communicate the nuances of science, especially with your students. So this was the introductory part with response to the queries that I got. Now coming to the regular proceedings, that the first and foremost thing is, yesterday, as our Suresh Meduru sir from ZPHS Nunha in Andhra Pradesh, he just showed you how to take the images from the micro observatory. He had given you two important demonstrations. First one was with regards to moon, and the second one was, I think, with regards to Lagoon Nebula in 3-color imaging that he had showed in RGB, red, green, blue. Now, the matter of fact is, we all, or in fact, a few might have received the images. So what I did was, on behalf of Team iSTEAM, we had sent you to all the registered participants on a registered email a set of 5 images, which could probably be utilized by all of you in doing a practice image work. And mind you, it does not require any software setup. As far as the analysis is concerned, you can do it online, courtesy to Micro Observatory. So I am sharing the screen, and for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I request you to just kindly stay with me, and I assure you that you shall enjoy doing all this observation work. Now, first of all, if you are able to see my screen, are you all able to see my Gmail screen that is in front of you? Can anybody say?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
sure. I request all of you to kindly mute. We received the images from Micro Observatory. This is an old image that I had received from Micro Observatory. We tend to receive it in whatever request that we had given. If we are observing it only in particular filter, then we get the image for that particular filter. So in this email format, we tend to receive the image, and from here, we can directly download the images in the FITS format. I am not telling you deliberately the full name of the FITS format, but I am just telling you, because there has to be something for you to look into, Professor Google also, FITS. So I just will tell you that FITS is a definitive form of a file that we utilize in the field of astronomy to keep the data. Because for example, you might have heard different type of the image files like JPG images, PNG images, portable network graphics images, TIFF images, transfer inter-file format. Like that, different type of image BMP bitmap images you might have heard of or might have seen or worked with. Similarly, FITS is a similar type of a file. But the importance lies in the quantum of the metadata that is being stored in the FITS file. So, what happens is, we tend to receive the images from Micro Observatory in the form of this email. So this is a red image, this is a green image, this is a blue image, and then of course, this is something which is known as a dark filtered image. So we receive all the sort of the images, and the images that I had sent you, they contained this red, blue, green, dark, as well as the unfiltered, that is without any filter. One image was being requested as it was done by Suresh Meduru sir. Keeping that in mind, I had sent you that image as well. So in total, you shall have 5 images. Now, the query that might come in front of me from your part is, understood, red, blue, green, non-filter. What is the meaning of this particular thing which is known as dark image? So, when a telescope actually takes or it captures a portion of the sky, the light detector perceives the brightness of each point in the sky onto each pixel into the image. But detector of your telescope or that camera, the detector is not perfect in nature. It includes a little bit of false brightness also into some pixels. That is the picture elements. The basic elements of a picture are known as pixels. So it includes that false brightness into the picture elements of this image, and which we call in the terms of astronomy as noise. So dark image basically means that telescope is not exposed to any light at all, and if any brightness is recorded, then that noise of the telescope is added to each pixel. So through this proper science or the proper utilization of technological tool, we can subtract that excess brightness. Now, to subtract that excess brightness, we need that frame in which that extra, you can say, brightness or the noise has been added to that particular pixel. So for that, the dark frames are being taken through special procedures. We are not going into the details. So that is why this extra frame known as dark frame. So from here, you can directly analyze, directly download the images, directly download the information about your images, or even directly go for the observation, or in fact the analysis as well. So, what happens is, there is something you can see in the email itself. You might see JS9-4L. So there is a software which is known as JS9, and 4L stands for learners. So this software, basically, it can be utilized, and this has got an online implementation facility at the Micro Observatory itself, in which you can process the images. So this is how that we receive the images directly on the email. So I hope now you might have understood what the logic was of putting the email while you were giving the request on the micro observatory. Now, what happens is on the same page of that micro observatory, you can see today I have just clicked here. Yesterday, when Suresh Meduru sir gave you the demonstration, he went into this control telescope part. But today, I am here into this analyze images part. Now, this is self-explanatory in a few sense. For example, in the say it means, when you click on this analyze images, it gives you a little bit of walkthrough through or a tour guide in a few sentences of what you can do and how you can do in that particular manner. So all these messages, they will flash in front of you from where you can do. That is the basic things that really are needed for processing of the images. They are given you in the form of the different commands. So I would request you to kindly go through them when you appear for the first time. So, sorry. So now it will take you to another command, and like that 4 or 5 commands it will show from where you can do and all these things. And definitely these are the most basic things that really are needed while doing the image processing at the most crudest level. Now, what happens is we all have got the images which are saved in our system. So here the advantage of this is you can even do this little bit of processing via your mobile tablet also, because this is, you can say, online software independent thing. So you can do all this work even while sitting on your mobile as well. This is a very big grand advantage as far as this processing is concerned. So now step 1 is you have to load your images. Now by default, as you can see, there is one image that is shown in front of you, because it is by default, it is an image of a lagoon nebula. So here you just have to come to my list and you have to close this image, because I am not concerned with working with this particular image. Now, in fact, those of you who want to go live with me and you might have images, you might not have images, you can just click on this archived images and you can open one or a couple of more images and you can follow the instructions. If you want to go into the repository or the you can say many more images which are shared in this micro observatory, that is the archive of the micro observatory, this is the link of the image directory. I am putting it in the chat box for all the people who are here. You can utilize this link at any time. You can go for past 10 days, images of last 20 days, images of last 30 days. This is the entire sorting out of the thing. And you can sort it by the object. You can sort out exoplanets, dark images, and all the things. So even if you are looking at, say, Trifid Nebula, so you can click on the Trifid Nebula. It will bring to you all the images concerned with the Trifid Nebula. So what I shall request you is that if you are downloading from the archives, try to download from the same telescope. That is, these are the telescope names, Ben. So you download it. The filters are also given. Try to download from the same telescope, because the circumstances for the telescope will be the same and for the same data as well. So all these images can be downloaded from here. And it says about they are not very, very heavy files, but definitely they will not open on a normal software. They will open on a particular software that operates on the FITS files. Now, one more thing. Here you will not find the dark images. Okay. So when you are downloading the images, say for Trifid Nebula, just note down the telescope and note down the date also. So the telescope, for instance, here it is Ben, and the date is October 3rd. So what you have to do is, you have to come here, go here and come for all darks. In the all darks, you find that particular dark image of that particular telescope Ben of 3rd of October. Now this dark is independent of the filter. Whether it is red, whether it is green, whether it is blue, it will be the same for all. Yeah, I definitely assure you that the image processing does not end only with the dark. It requires other parameters also, like sky flats are required, then bias and all those things are required. But at the most preliminary level, at that introductory level, I think dark is more than enough for you to work upon. So from here, you get the dark calibration image as well. So this image directory can be wonderfully helpful to you if you are trying to experiment and explore, because there is something when you go into this. I shall talk about it later on, because there is a competition organized by NASA where you can process the images and submit the images on this micro observatory, and you can win an international level of acclaim as well. That I shall come to in the concluding part of this. So now I am loading the images. From where, how to load the image? I have to go to this image portion. I can even put the URL also if I have got an online URL, because these are the online. If I want, I can have the link as well, and I can put the link on this image and it shall open up. So, but here I have already saved it in my system. So what I am just gonna do is, I am just gonna go at the place where I had saved my images. So here it is. These are the micro observatory images, Andromeda galaxy, and these are the images that I shared with you. And I am opening all of them. There is an advantage of this micro observatory that you can select multiple images and all will work at a time. So slowly, all these images are opening up. You see, this is blue in color. Now, if I want to work on a particular image, I just click on it. I bring to the forefront and it turns green. So green means this is the image that is at the topmost image that I am working upon. So this you have to be very careful of. So one by one, I will work upon the images, and one by one, we will keep on processing the images, and in the end, we will blend them to make an RGB image in the next 5 minutes. It will not take much time. So the first thing, you see, it is very dark patch. Now you might be thinking, I was trying to photograph Andromeda, such, you can say, beautiful photographs I have seen on the internet. What the hell is this? Nothing visible, only little points here, points there, only stars. Is this Andromeda? Definitely this is Andromeda. This is the data, but you have to, this is the raw data or crude data. Now you have to process the information out of it. So now, first of all, let us become acquainted with what image I am working with. So let us begin with image number 4, the bottommost. So what you have to do is come to image, come to display fits header. Now this is the information, and it tells about when the image was taken, what time the image was taken, at what latitude the image was taken, what was the longitude from where the image was requested, and what was the telescope name. See, this is the beauty. So you can keep on going through it, but what you have to look at it is the filter. You just have to sort out the filter. So this image is in the green filter. So I'm taking my pen out. Somewhere down the line, I am noting this particular image number 4 is in the green filter for me, so that I don't have to come again and again over it. Now I am just taking the note for image number 3. I go to display fits header, and you see that the image number 3 is in red. So this particular image is in red filter. Now the image number 2. The image number 2, let me just go to display fits header. It's in, you can say, filter is clear. That is, image number 2 has got no filter at all. So this was that same filter thing that our Suresh Meduru sir gave yesterday without any filter. Now image number 1, you just come at it, go to again display the fits header, and you see this is blue filter. So image number 1 is in blue filter, and definitely the first one is dark. So I am not referring it to as an image number 1. So this is image 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now I am sitting on an image with a blue filter. So for me, let us remove this clear image for a time being, because I am not interested in the clear image. I want to make RGB images. Now, one personal query has come to me. What is the meaning at, you can say, let me just read it out as it is. What is the meaning of a particular filter? See, the filter, you can say, light is an electromagnetic radiation. And if you remember the definition of the spectrum, the arrangement of electromagnetic radiation in order of their increasing frequency or decreasing wavelength. So this visible form of the spectrum is only a portion of the light between, say, 400 to 700 nanometers. Between that portion of the light is that visible part that our eyes can perceive. But the spectra lies beyond that also on both the sides of this particular spectrum. So this basically is a wavelength. So you know what happens is, what is the use of that red filter? It allows only the red, it filters all the wavelengths and allows only the red wavelength to pass through it, and then we can say that that particular object has been observed in red. Similarly, if you are observing it in the blue wavelength is allowed to the filter, all the others are, you can say, filtered out of it. Then it means that it is sensitive to the blue filter. You have taken it in the blue. So that is the logic of putting the filter. I hope that this query gets satisfied. Now you know what happens is, first of all, I am just working on this image number 1 that is blue in color. Now you know brightness at every point is different. So what I prescribe to all the people is, just open this pixel table. This can be a very good tool for you. And when you hover your, you can say, this cursor over it, you will find these values changing. So this cross section, where is that place, that blue cross section, cross type of a thing, is the place actually where your cursor lies at the moment when we are talking at. So at this moment, when this pixel is mapped to the intensity, the value is 311. At this place, it is 265 at this place. So all these values are there. So what we need to do is, we need to first of all enhance the image. Now, enhancing the image requires two things, that is adjusting the brightness and scaling it properly as per the requirements. So all the images that are within the solar system, as you can say notion, they are being taken onto a linear scale, and all the extra solar bodies which are at, that is sidereal objects which are beyond the solar system, they are being taken up into the logarithmic scale. So this is the scale from which you really can do it. But before scaling, you know what I will prescribe to you is, let us subtract those extra hot pixels that I just quoted you in the beginning of the thing. So you know it's 5 minutes past 8, so only final 5 minutes remain from my talk. So you know what happens is, now what I have to do is, I just have to go into tools, and in the tools section there is something known as image math. In the image mathematics, what I have to do is, this particular image is already selected. I am doing a little bit of mathematics over this particular image. So I am doing an operation, mathematical operation, and I have to subtract those extra pixels. So I have to select this subtract option from here. And from where I am going to subtract, I am going to subtract from the dark. And now I run it. Oh, already it was dark and now it has become further dark. Don't worry. Now let's do a little bit of scaling, change this scale to log. Now something has appeared, but it is still not beautiful. Now come to second image, repeat the same procedure. That is, in the image math, what you have to do is select subtract and go to subtract that particular dark from this, and you see a little bit of changes happened. And now let's scale to again log. Something little more brighter has happened. Come to image number 3, again subtract it, select this operand number of dark and run it. You see, this has happened. Now close this, our image math work is over, and now all the 3 are in the log. Now what we have to do is, we have to adjust this brightness limit. Now from where, how we have to adjust the brightness limit? So now let's begin with this third image itself. So in the third image, which is green in color, as I had noted it down. So what I am just going to do is, I am going to hover my cursor over this particular image and note down the brightest portion. The brightest portion is the centralmost portion. And as I can see, the pixel value is 212. So you know what I am just going to do is, I am just going to make this 212 here. And now I am just going to the most darkest portion. You can even utilize this pixel table also to find out the values. In the darkest regions, the value vary up to 2, 3, 4. So I'm taking an average value of say 5 here, and then I just do this. So you can see Andromeda sort of a thing has started to appear in front of me. Now let me do the same thing in this another filter. So what I'm just going to do is, at the brightest most point, it is 322 that I can see. I'm just changing this off threshold limit. And in the darkest portion, again, as you can see in this left one, this one, these are the values that are changing, 4, 5, 6 as you are changing. So here it is, I think 5, 6, 7. So I'm taking a rough value. Again, 5 I have taken. So you see another Andromeda sort of a thing has appeared. Now let me go to here, the first image. And this is again, this is the brightest point. And as you can see, I'm just putting 180. And here I'm just putting 3. And as you can see, a little bit of, you can say, noise has appeared, because a lot of other things do need to be done. But at the preliminary level, Andromeda has appeared. Now let me just remove the dark thing from here. Now what I need to do is, there is something known as stretch and contrast, which we can, you can say, talk about. See, if I just want to, you can say, color bar, if I want to focus on a particular portion of this particular galaxy, like say, I want to look at the brighter regions, I want to look at the darker regions of the sky. So, you know, what can be done is, now you see at the bottommost level, all the pixels over this certain stretch and contrast, all these, you can see, they are here. And in such a manner, any value below 5.6 has been turned into dark. If you see the slider below, this is the transition zone, and any value before that is greater than 10, it has been made up into, you can say, little bit whiter thing. So in this manner, we really can do the stretch, contrast, and biasing, all these sort of things. So these are shift and squeeze things. So all the details, they are being discussed on the different tutorials that are being given of the micro observatory. since this is supposed to be a demonstration, so I am not just going into so much detail. So I am just giving you a little bit of insight into stretch and contrast. This is the transition of the pixels. You can choose the offset limit of a particular pixel, that beyond this pixel I want it in which color, that is whether it is white, whether it is black, or whether it should be in the transition zone, in the grayish zone. So all these things, they really can be done. Now what it needs to be done is, we need to make color or derive color out of it. The top one was in blue, so I will just go to this color and I shall make it blue. The second image, it definitely was, I think, in red. Yes, it is in red. I am looking at my notes. Yes, it is in red. I wear it the red color. Here is red color. And now what I need to do is the third, definitely, of course, it is the green color. So here is the green color. Now what I need to do is, I just have to go to color and click RGB mode. Now this is a mixture of the image that has been produced, but still you can say the stars or the colors are not properly aligned. So we need to align them properly. So I am docking this in image information folder from this arrow that is being given here. I have docked it. And now what I do is, I go to the tools. In the tools, you can see a shift option is there. So from the shift, and then again I am going to the tools, where I can see something known as magnifier. So this shift, it will shift one pixel at a time in the direction, the topmost image, the topmost layer, and it will try to align it to the other layers. You can see in the magnification how unaligned the red, blue, green colors are. So I am moving. So this is green image that I am moving. I have moved it pixel by pixel to the left. I am moving it towards the right. So the green pixels, they are, you can say, properly or almost properly aligned. Now I am working on this red. If this red needs a movement, let me see. A little bit of movement needs to be done by the red. So here it is. I am shifting it above. No, a little bit below, more below. Yeah. So if any change needs to be done to the blue. So here I think, no, blue is properly aligned in the course of the alignment of the two. So now this is a perfect, you can say, or almost you can say, perfect image of an Andromeda galaxy. So now what can be done is, I just have to go to image. I can save it in whatever format I can. So I'm saving it in the PNG format. Now here it is. Now I'm just clicking on it. It will open into my system. This is the image, processed image of the micro observatory of Andromeda galaxy at the crude level. Now, what all other things can be done? The final 1 minute into this. So I hope that you have learned the art and the craft of making RGB images. Going more into the details or the other videos that are there available into this repository, you can, with the tutorials, you can go into it. And definitely, if you can do a little bit of analysis also. For example, if you want to observe how the pattern is changing, you can change this filter. You see, sorry, let me just open a single image of this particular. Let me just open it in, say, gray mode. Now this is this gray mode. Now let me use single. You see, if you want to do a comparative analysis, or you want to draw the contours of how the things are there, you can choose different types of filters. So these are all false color images, but they definitely will present to you a lot of other things. To be more creative, you can use the different filters. Then to derive a little bit of conclusions. Say, for example, especially if you are looking at two stars, binary stars, I'm just giving an example. What you can do is, you can select a region into it. You can enlarge the region. And then what you can do is, you can plot histograms. You can make a 3D plot of this particular thing. And definitely you see, it will be creating a region in this. And it will help you do a lot of, you can say, work as far as the analysis is concerned, you see. So this is a 3D plot of this particular thing, the brightness and intensities, the higher the peaks, the brighter that particular region is. So you can draw a lot of calculations depending upon it. So all these, given all these information, this particular tool of GS9 for L can work wonders for you. And one more, let me just make it gray color. And now I'm inverting this. So you can do a lot of tinkering, a lot of playing with the images. And this is all that I had for this particular presentation as far as this image processing of GS9 is concerned with micro observatory. Hope it gives you the brief insight into all the things. Now I'm stopping the share of the screen, and I'm cordially inviting Mrs. Chitra Singh, who is a teacher, a renowned science communicator, an amateur astronomer, a prolific science writer, As far as the credentials are concerned, she has an experience of over 40 years of teaching, especially the young kids. She is also a VIPNET club coordinator and a pillar of this iSTEAM Cosmic Academy, a mentor and a guide. She shall be taking us into her experiences of exploring the night skies with regards to the mobile photography, especially in the form of, you can say, the results that you can get, because till today we are being talking theoretically, but how it applies to you as a fancy touch when you do it really. So over to Chitra ma'am. Welcome on board, ma'am. You are free to share the screen.
Thank you, Amritansh, and very good evening to all. As you know very well that everything is covered, many things covered by Amritansh, because I was not there before 2 sessions. So just what my matter is, that everybody is fond of watching sky, and what they watch is simply that they cannot distinguish between the planets and the stars, and they used to say, yes, these are stars. But what name of that star is, to which constellation it belongs, or to the name of that particular star, and in which season it is visible, these all things I'm going to share. I know very well that you all are aware of the things, but still, what I am going to present may be beneficiary for all of you. So let me share my screen. Sometimes your gadgets don't work according to your choice, but okay, no problem. So whenever we are watching the sky, because I'm teaching small kids, so every time they want to know about the stars and planets. So what way I adopted is, because I'm teaching small kids, so I took moon as a pointer, because moon is visible everywhere and it is quite big to recognize. So with the help of moon, I'm going to share my photographs, which I have taken with the mobile only. And in this way, by annotating or by pointing the constellations and planets and stars which are visible in that particular season or in that particular area, these I used to share. So here you can see the first picture. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Okay, thank you. So one day when there was a Jupiter and Venus and alignment of moon is in a straight line. So here is the picture of that particular day. And here you can see the constellation Taurus. The constellation Taurus is very much resembles with the tuning fork, like tuning fork. So here you can see that from that Taurus constellation, the two stars, particularly Elenath and Aldebaran, are easily recognizable with our naked eye. On that particular day, when I took this photograph, on that particular day, Mars was dwelling in Taurus constellation, and Pleiades. Pleiades is a cluster known as Seven Sisters also, but with naked eye, we can see it only 6 stars. So here you can see that beautiful tuning fork shape of that Taurus constellation, and here is at the top of this constellation is Elenath, and here it is Aldebaran. And because why I have taken this photograph on that particular day, because Mars and Aldebaran both are red in color, and it is difficult to distinguish between both. But because this is for small kids, you all are quite good with the things that you know very well, that planets are don't twinkle and stars are twinkle. So here is the thing why I have taken this. So one more picture I am having here is Arcturus. You know very well that Ursa Major's handle is pointing towards Arcturus and Arcturus pointing towards Spica. So there is a very beautiful saying in astronomy world that arc to Arcturus and straight to Spica. So here is because that on that particular day, rest of the 4 stars are not visible in this particular figure. So these 3 known as handle of the Ursa Major, these are pointing to Arcturus. So I have taken this to tell everybody that it leads to Spica. When from Arcturus, if you draw a line to straight to somewhere in that particular side, I will show you here only. Okay, because it is behind this tree. So if you draw a straight line from here to there, it will lead to Spica. Spica is a very bright star from Virgo constellation. Here, one more, because every time I am taking moon as a pointer. So here is moon and formal heart. Formal heart is nowadays visible. And before some day I shared my one of the pic I have taken picture of taken from mobile only, that you can easily recognize Saturn. Saturn is in particularly south. Right now it is visible, and below the Saturn there is a bright star known as formal heart. It is visible right now. If after this session you will go outside and see this a beautiful star and planet, Saturn planet and formal heart star. And next here again, because the things have changed. Mars was dwelling in the Taurus constellation, but this photograph I've taken after some days, and Mars is below the Aldebaran on that particular day. Because if you're going to compare this both the slides, you can see that Aldebaran is at lower side, bottom side, and Mars is on top. But here the things has changed, and Aldebaran is on top, and Mars is it is leaving the Taurus constellation. Okay, one more slide is here. That Aldebaran, Mars, Elnath, the things are changing. As you know very well that our sky is daily, as Amritan sir told you earlier, that if you see the sunrise in daily your routine, you will see that it is shifting. So here also you can see that both the slides which I have, photographs which I have taken, changing day by day. So it is here you can see the Aldebaran, here Elnath, then is Mars. On that particular day, Capella is also visible, and Betelgeuse from Orion constellation is also visible. So I have taken all the stars. So these pointers helps small kids to understand the things. And this is our official announcer, for summer, that is summer triangle, and it is visible right now. If you can watch this at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it is visible in the west right now, because as you know very well that summer is going to finish its course, and winter is going to emerge. So here you can see the Vega, the Altair, and Deneb. This is very well known as asterism, because there is a difference between constellation and asterism. Constellation, which represents a particular shape of any animal or anything like that, and asterisms are when many constellations or more than 2 constellations, when they emerge and make a pattern, it will call asterism. So here, and you can right now you are having very good differentiation with 2 things. One is Saturn, though it is a planet, and Vega, though it's a star. But Vega is blue in color, while Saturn is yellow in color, because Vega's surface temperature is more than 10,000, and our sun's temperature is, core temperature of our sun is 5,000 degrees Celsius. So the stars which are of good age, they are having orange color or red color, and those which are young are having good light. So they are having a blue color. So you can recognize very well Vega because it is very blue in color. Again, this is also taken with the help of pointer, with the help of using pointer moon. See, you can see Elnath, Capella, Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, and Castor and Pollux. Castor and Pollux, well known as twin stars, and they are from Gemini constellation. See, if I will zoom it out, you can see it very well, that these are Castor and Pollux from Gemini constellation. Because all the zodiac signs, all the constellations, 12 constellations particularly, they are moving one by one. In 1 month, we can see at least 3 to 4 constellations, 3 to 4 zodiac signs in particular month. Because as I told you earlier, that Elnath is from Taurus constellation, and then Castor and Pollux is from Gemini constellation. So these are moving one by one. And if you are fond of watching sky, you can recognize them in a very short period. Again, there are three planets were shining on that particular day, that Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter. That was also a very good alignment, which we can see very. Again, summer triangle, because as you know very well that our ancestors knows well that which star is visible in which season or in which month, and in this way they put their familiarity or their use in our day-to-day life. So because summer triangle is visible in summer only, so they called it summer triangle. Here is a smiley face of moon. On that particular day when it was visible, somebody rang me and told me that today there is a beautiful figure of moon, smiley moon is there. On that particular day, we have a meteor shower. In fact, I wasn't aware of this thing at that time, but now when I consulted our Google, it shows all the things. So you can see that how beautiful it is. This is the smiley moon, and this is Regulus from Leo constellation. So one more is here. Okay. And this is very beautiful figure. And in our India, ladies used to wear in their ear an ornament known as jhumka. See if you can recognize this, if you can see the resemblance of this particular figure with this figure. See, it is just like jhumka. So in our local area, it is called jhumka only, and in our astro world, it is known as Pleiades. Okay, nowadays we are having very good connection with the world. Now we are global, and we are having we all are sharing pictures, photographs with each other. On that particular day, when the India, we can see the Venus and Jupiter on that particular day. In India, moon is near Venus. This is Venus and it is near moon. And in Mexico, because we are in so many groups, I don't exactly remember that who shared this, but one fellow from Mexico, he shared that on that particular day in Mexico, moon is near Jupiter. You can see there how near it is. You can see very well. Okay, now let us move to Leo constellation. As you know that Lion is in sitting position is known as Leo constellation. The depiction of this particular constellation is like this. So you can see that how beautifully it is sitting like this. So this is Leo constellation. And because I belongs to in this area, and I would like to share the things which right now visible in my area, is that because it is in our Hindi, so I prefer to be, let me see. Okay. Right now, Ursa major is not visible right now. Cassiopeia is visible. It is here. and this is Lyra, and Lyra is from Lyra, Cygnus, and these three constellations make the summer triangle, and these are Vega, Deneb, and Altair is somewhere else. Okay, I cannot find out. Okay. So here you can see that that Pisces is not visible now. Right now, Jupiter is visible, Saturn is visible, even Venus is also visible in the morning hours. And which else I have to show? Okay, because others are not having very spatial or very bright stars in this particular constellations. So here is the picture of Vega, Altair, and Deneb, and here is Saturn. Saturn is in south, as I told you. Here you can see that how beautifully it is. Saturn is Fomalhaut is just below the Saturn. You can see very well right now. After the session, you must go out and see it. Here is Jupiter and Moon and Capella, as I shown you photograph earlier. So if you want to see the things, you need not to wake up all the night. What you have to do is, as soon as the sun sets, you just go out and watch the positions of the stars, and early in the morning before sunrise, you can again have a look. So you can see that because our Earth moves from west to east, so which stars or planets which are or the constellations which are rise from the east will you will see at night hours, and you will see that all they are in the morning hours they will set in the west. This is the things which we can sorry, शायद मैं गलत बोल गई. Let me remind. Am I right, Amritansh? I'm just.
Yes.
Thank you. And as Amritansh told you earlier, that I'm writing articles in our Vigyan Prasar's magazine, that is VIPNET Curiosity magazine, and you can see that because you can see these images very well in our surroundings. That does Earth make the moon glow? You can go through the things, and this is one of the article which was suggested by somebody to me, and I wrote on it that global dimming. So what is happening in our surroundings? If we make a habit to watch it regularly, we can see, or we can observe, or we can we will be familiar with the things that what is happening in our surroundings, what is happening in our sky, because it's an open lab and it is available to all, no matters in which area you belongs. One more magazines are there, that Vigyan Setu, and Vigyan Setu is also having e-magazine. In this way, stars appear brighter in winters. It is very good for, I think so, for beginners or for small kids. So you must go through it. Amritan sir will going to share this PPT with all of you. This is also a eclipse through the phases of time, because students, small kids, they are always having everything is available very easy, but the things were not that much easy for the in the beginning of our astro. So our scientists and astronomers, and they all tried their best to reveal the magic of this our universe, and in this way they did a lot of things, and we are quite lucky that now we are having very good work of these astronomers.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Chitra ma'am, and for taking up into this short yet knowledgeable journey of the entire work. And as we are nearing the end of the session of the day, I just would like to invite any queries before we move up further. And as I can see, there is a query. I would request you that instead of giving a personal message, it will be better if you can put it you can say on the general, you can say for everyone, that what all could be the probable things that I think this is a repeat of almost the same question, but it was in context of the sun. What all could be the probable projects that can be taken up while observing the sky? See, you can observe the moon. You definitely can observe the sun, as I gave you a little bit a hint in the beginning. Another thing that has just come to my mind is there is something known as retrograde motion of the planets. That out of sudden, from nowhere, the Mars and all these, a few of the planets, they start going backwards. In Hindi, we say Vakri Gati. So you can just observe the retrograde motion. And if you have a telescope, you can observe the phases of the Venus. Then, as Chitra ma'am hinted, you can observe the colors of the stars as well. And definitely, one of the most cutest spectacles, the free of cost light and sound show of the nature, the meteor showers. They are also in the beginning, they are also in the reckoning. And then you can observe a twist of something which is known as circumpolar stars, the stars which never set. And then how to observe the Polaris, one by the Ursa Major and second by courtesy to the Cassiopeia, that is up into the night sky. You might have seen into the sky map as Chitra ma'am was showing. So you keep vigilant, you keep yourself vigilant, and with regards to the backdrop, you keep on observing. So this was, you can say, an entire proceeding of the day, especially for the students. And the main part of the session is over. You can say whatever information that we have to give a part with all the young friends, especially, and all to the communicators is over. Now comes the discussion part, which is, you can say, one of those ways in which we assess the progress. And at the moment, I just invite again Chitra ma'am and Suresh sir and Mani ma'am to join me in this small discussion for about 5 minutes before we come to the culmination of the session of the day. And before we begin this 5 minutes discussion on the Padlet sharing, I request Suresh sir, in the meantime, you can share the screen. I just would request all the teachers and the educators who are here that tomorrow is the final day of this Lunar Nights. And yes, definitely we have got a little bit of surprise in the form of a few formal announcements of about a lot of programs in which you and your students, they really can participate into. So please, we request you, because we are in the process of making the certificates also for the participants, especially the students, and they should not miss out on this. So we request all the teachers, especially, and the educators, to kindly mail us the list of the student participants who are going hand on hand with you and with whom you are imparting this knowledge, so that they can also take back the sweet memories of this Lunar Nights, that this small journey that we had taken in the course of the 4 days, with the 4th day to come yet. So yeah, definitely, Ashwin sir, I just would like to tell you that Vigyan Prasar actually is a body and an autonomous body under the Department of Science and Technology under the central government of India. It does a lot of science popularization work. And if you can see in my backdrop, there is a logo, Vigyan Prasar Network of Science Clubs. I am also associated with this Vigyan Prasar, or VIPNET, that we say as an acronym, as Chitra ma'am is, and we do keep on writing the popular articles. See, we take astronomy as one of our specialized places which we interact upon. But it is not limited to astronomy. It's science communication. It's the STEM, or in fact the STEAM, or in fact the stream form of education in which you popularize science. What I shall do is I shall share the formal link of the website of the Vigyan Prasar on the next email as the follow-up that we do every day for all the participants. You can go through it, find the area of your particular interest in which you can gain the knowledge, you can dissipate the knowledge, and you can utilize the resources of the government of India at maximum. There are very beautiful resources in the form of audio, video, text, and everything that's available. You can become a part of that network as well, and you can share your experiences also at the global platform. So this is a crisp introduction about Vigyan Prasar. I shall be sharing the links. Now, as I had just announced, Suresh sir, if you can share the screen, and Chitra ma'am, Bonnie ma'am, please take the front stage, and I am taking the backstage now.
Sir.
There is a question in the chat
sir.
for you. Have you answered it? It is actually.
Yeah, I have answered. I have answered.
Sir, one question here.
Yeah, yes,
Today
please. Yes, sir.
Today I have downloaded the Telegram app. While watching the sky, Telegram app.
Okay.
So Pictures are not available in the free version, I think so. I'm
Yeah, definitely, sir.
clicking on the option of the labels, but labels are not clearly mentioned there. So is it available in the pro version?
Yes, sir. Actually, you know what happens is that is especially the star lores. That is as per the civilization that you belong to. The labels are available in the free version also, but a little bit of, you can say, higher level of browsing, it is available in the pro version. So what I shall do is I shall explore myself, because I have got two devices. On one device, I have got the free version. On one device, I have got the pro version. I will explore both. I will compare, and I will respond to you on the fourth day. Thanks for bringing up this query, because definitely it is important and we do not expect the students to pay money while they are browsing Stellarium. Thanks a lot, sir. I shall definitely answer this query tomorrow. So,
Now,
Bonnie ma'am, over to you for the final 5 minutes.
well, while I am looking at everyone's faces, I actually discovered there is someone here from Romania. If she's still here, Manuela Paroska, could you introduce yourself? Her picture is here with two kids, and she had her picture showing for quite a while. And so I think she is from Romania. Yes. Could you just say hello and introduce yourself and your class? And you need to unmute.
Manuela ma'am, you are muted. Kindly unmute yourself.
Oh, I can't get her to unmute. Ask to unmute.
She is finding a little bit of problem in unmuting. So, okay, don't worry, ma'am. If you want, you can write a little bit about you. Don't worry, and we shall keep in touch as the meeting progresses for the fourth day as well.
I
So,
think Manuela also had a class doing Moon Over Us last year, and it was very nice to have her.
and we also have a special visitor today in the form of Professor Dr. Margarita Safanova. She is a scientist in Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bangalore. Welcome, Margarita ma'am. And we are really blessed to have you on this particular outreach platform. So
Thank you.
if you can share a little bit of your prized experience before we call the session to the formal end. Over to Margarita ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, what can I say about experience? Yeah, I'm associated with Amritanshu and Bonnie for already many years, and I would say, and Chitra, of course, Chitra ma'am, and I'm very happy that you people are more active in actually spreading the astronomy knowledge to others than me, because well, I have to write papers, I have to sit and dig into my own problem, like think about, but you have so much energy, and I actually envy you. I envy you that you can go out and do all this. That is why I'm trying to follow you. I'm trying to follow you up, and I'm looking up to you to actually participate in all this.
We're very
So
glad
kind of you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And so we definitely assure all the participants who are here on board that someday we will plan a specialized talk with Margarita ma'am. She has got great love for comets, as I had heard from her. I have learned a lot from her. We will arrange a specialized talk if Margarita ma'am's schedule agrees. Then definitely, if possible, we may try for tomorrow as well. If Margarita ma'am is available, we will discuss with her as a keynote speaker tomorrow. We shall work over it. So now the final 5 minutes Padlet discussion is underway. So over to Bonnie ma'am and Chitra ma'am, and I would request you to kindly scroll through the Padlet work and at the same time you can do the concluding remarks as well. Bonnie ma'am, over to you to share the screen. Or do you want me to share the screen?
I'm sharing the Padlet screen. I have been looking at this Padlet screen, and I'm very pleased. I think I'm sharing it twice, maybe. I'm very pleased that we have some poetry. we have some very good information. And I'm also wondering if now anyone can translate the poetry into English so that I understand it, because I don't read Hindi. I'm sorry, but I don't. I'm very, very impressed with all the different images. I particularly like this new one. And I love the way the moon looks when it goes through your atmosphere. I think the Milky Way is really amazing. I really like these very creative drawings. I also think the pictures of the moon are wonderful. And I think we should have, let's see, down here, this one is pretty amazing too. Down here at the bottom, toward the bottom, there is one more image that I see the full moon now, and I see some things with the just the waning gibbous, and I would like to see more pictures of the moon, but I think that will happen in 2 weeks when we start our Moon Over Us program, and I hope you will all join us then. I'm very pleased with what's happening with this program. I think this butterfly nebula is lovely, and again, here's one of my favorite images. So I'm enjoying looking at the Padlet very much. I'm sorry I'm moving it so fast, but it has a lot of information on it and a lot of wonderful pictures, photography, and also images of different stars and moons, and the things, the artwork that students have created. So I hope that you can continue doing this and that you'll join us for our Moon Over Us project that starts on October 14th. I'm very pleased with what's happening here. I also hope that if you haven't contributed something to this Padlet, you will do it today. You can go out and snap a picture or of the moon tonight, or you can draw something, or again, write some poetry. This would be very good. So, and by the way, Miss Romania, I can actually, if you use your language, I can read some of those words, but I can't read the Hindu. So here we go. I need to be much broader in my thinking and much broader in my skills. I'm going to minimize the Padlet now and unshare my screen. And I want to say, I've really enjoyed having you all here today. And I want to thank Amritanshu for all the work he's done on this, also Suresh and Chitra. And I'm happy that Marguerite is here, and Manuela Praroska, I'm not sure of the name. It's very nice to see everyone here, and I hope that you can continue in the Moon Over Us. And also we have another program that Amritanshu will be talking about a bit later, which is photography for older kids, taking pictures of stars. It's taking pictures of astronomy, different sites, different nebulas, different objects in the sky. Okay, I want to thank you very much, and I will let Amritanshu say a few more words if he wishes. And again, it's very nice to see you all. I hope you will start showing your faces more, because I'm really enjoying looking at them. And that's what I have to say. Again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Bunny ma'am, for the beautiful short discussion on the Padlet, or in fact, the review of the Padlet. So it was really nice interacting with you all. So tomorrow, what actually we are planning to do is, we are planning to roll out a few of the programs in the future so that you can keep connected, not with us, not only with us, but with the sky. So we are planning to roll out a few programs so that you can keep on connecting with the sky at a very crude level, that is at a very preliminary level, at the intermediate level, as well as at the advanced level as well, depending upon the level of your enjoyment, level of your attachment to the subject and your proficiency. We have got different programs to roll out tomorrow. For instance, I am just hinting, a detail will be provided regarding the moon over us by Ms. Bonnie Truber, Mr. Suresh Meduruji, and Mrs. Chitra Sen. So these three people, they shall be formally launching the moon over us program. Myself, again, Mr. Suresh Meduruji, and if possible, Mr. S.N. Sugmar Iyer, we shall be launching the LCO photometry project for the students at the senior secondary as well as the undergraduate level. Then, under the presence of Mr. Shovan Acharya, we shall be discussing another small project that is underway, that is going to be underway, that is NASA's Observe the Moon. He has given a very beautiful insight into it. And then, of course, couple of competitions, that is one competition that is related to this micro observatory that we shall be giving you a glimpse of. You can participate individually, your students can participate individually into it. Then, of course, there is International Astronomical Union's Office for Astronomy Outreach, the picture competition or the photo, that is the arts competition, to summarize everything that I just gave you a glimpse of on the first day. So I will request all of you to remain in touch with us, come with us on this platform on the concluding day, and we shall roll out all these programs with a few surprises for you all. With these words,
Sir.
I say all luck and success. And Suresh sir, you want to say something with
Sir,
reference to the participation of the students?
There is a little girl, Anusha Chaure. She posted
Okay.
something in Padlet. I
Okay.
think she needs recognition for a few minutes.
Okay, sure. Anusha, yeah, Suresh
Chaure.
sir and Anusha, if you want, you can take the front seat before we conclude the proceedings of the day.
Anusha Chaure. She is eagerly waiting. I think she is not my student, but I saw her. Whether we discuss her post in Padlet.
Okay, Anushka Chaure.
Anusha Chaure.
Okay, Anushka ji, are you here?
Anusha.
Yes, sir.
Anushka ji, there is a very beautiful image because we always love to take a feedback from the student you are here. So can you tell us a little bit, say in a minute or so, about your experience with the micro observatory, because you are the first person to post a processed, particularly you can say a very well image of micro observatory on the Padlet. You have, you can say, broken the ice as far as the robotic telescope is concerned. So can you just can you guide us a little bit that what your experience was? That could be the concluding remark of the day.
Sir, last year also I had joined I had taken images using micro observatory. So I remembered last year, and when I tried, then I was able to capture the images. And so I downloaded and I got it. So I posted it on Padlet.
Please open your camera.
Can we see you, Anusha ji? Because what we will do is we will be sending this particular thing to Office for Astronomy Outreach, the work that you have done, because you are the first person. So as a compliment to your efforts, we are going to put this image as part of the one of the entries. So I request all the teachers, the educators, thanks Anusha. So I request all the teachers and all the educators to keep promoting their student to participate more and more into this outreach work, and see you all tomorrow. And as goes the story of Anusha, fortune favors the brave, even though it is raining in most part of India and Asia, but still she was able to capture the moon, though not by the mobile, though not by the telescope, but the robotic telescope. So that is why I always mention sky
Sir.
never disappoints you.
And Angelina, fifth B. Angelina
has also posted something.
One minute. Angelina. Is she there? Okay, conclude it, sir.
Sure. So, yeah, Angelina, do you want to convey something? Please, Angelina, you are free to welcome. you're free to talk. So, Angelina, do you want to share some feedback or share a little bit of thoughts on this platform? You are free to convey to us. Okay, maybe because she is more believing in talking on the Padlet, because I can see the posts on the Padlet. So don't worry, Angelina. We will keep on communicating in the days to come. So best of luck all. Best wishes for you can say great sky observations on the basis of whatever discussions that we had for the last 3 days. See you all tomorrow. Same platform, same time. Good day. Best wishes.